Welcome, welcome. We're going to be doing some office or workplace yoga today. And I invite us to start just by standing. You can be at the top of your mat or the top of the floor, having a nice grounded, steady posture, stretching out the feet, the toes, rooting them into the ground, engaging the legs, straightening the spine, the crown of the head towards the sky. Taking a few moments to arrive. To connect to your breath. Nice long, steady breath in and out. And we'll take one of our hands and we'll start reaching it up over our heads, making it as big as a circle as you want. The eyes can follow the fingertips, coming all the way around and back to center. Repeating two more like that. Big circle, eyes following the fingertips. Knowing, as always, you can customize and adjust. Smaller circles are okay. And repeating on the other side. And we're looking at the fingertips to also engage the eyes, to stretch the eyes out, as we spend a lot of time on our phones, on our screens. And I'll face you just for a moment. What we're going to do now is place the arms out to the sides, and we're going to rotate one arm out and the other one in. And as we do so, we're going to start bringing the arms over our head. And once you get to the top, you can start making your way down. One more time up. And one more time down. We will now reach one arm up over our heads. And we will bend over to the side. You can place the hand on the leg or on the hip for support. Or you can bring out both arms, stretching to the side. Inhaling, coming back up. The arm or the arms go down. And we'll repeat on the other side. So we breathe in, reaching the arm up over the head, and bending over to one side. One arm, both arms. Maybe working more on opening up the chest towards the sky. Back to center. Arm comes down, or arms come down. We'll reach now both arms over our heads as we inhale. And as we swan dive forward, allowing the arms to hang heavy. We can first explore the legs being locked out, maybe softening more the neck and the head, shifting more of your weight over to the front to engage those big toes. Placing the hands on the leg, or if your hands are touching the ground, you can keep them on the ground as we lengthen the spine, coming halfway. Nice deep breath in as you lengthen. And on the next breath out, you can reach down again, allowing the head to be heavy. And slowly now, maybe with the support of the hands, vertebrae by vertebrae, we will walk the hands up the body, straightening out the spine. Head comes up last. We will now rotate our hands out. So the shoulder blades come in. And from here, we can tuck our chin to the chest and slowly curling all the way back down. Leg straight. You can now unwind the hands. Hands come back on the legs, or if they're touching the ground, keeping them there as we lengthen the spine. Breathing in, we lengthen. And breathing out, we reach back down. This time, I invite you to bend the knees. And you will lift up your toes and place your hands underneath your feet. So the feet are on top of the hands, all the way up to the wrist. So there should be a big bend in the legs, a gorilla stretch. And now from here, you can try to straighten out the legs. Letting go of the feet or off stepping, walking the hands up the legs. We'll lengthen the spine one more time. Exhaling, coming down. And on the Next inhale or inhales, we will make our way back up to standing, reaching the arms over the head, remembering to breathe as to not get as lightheaded. From here now, we will step back with one of the legs. The back foot is pointing out in an angle. The front foot is facing forward. So we're like this. And from here, we can reach the arms out to the sides, stretching out the arms in both directions. And now we can imagine if someone is pulling our front hand forward, and you might need to adjust the length or the distance between the legs. Once you go to a nice distance, you can drop that arm on top of your leg. The other arm can come up over your head, opening up chest, the hips, knowing your hands can be placed lower on the foot or on the ground or higher up, whatever works best for you. Keeping attention on that breath. If you'd like, you can reach the arm that's above the head forward. Breathing in and breathing out. Engaging the core and the legs as we come back up. Stepping to the front as the arms come back to the sides. And we'll repeat on the other side. So the other leg goes back now. 45-degree angle with the back foot. Front foot is forward. Arms come out to the sides, being pulled in both directions. Then we reach the front hand forward, allowing it to come down as the other arm comes up. Keeping the arm over the head or somewhere else, or maybe reaching it forward. Making our way back up. Back to standing, front of the mat. Taking a few moments to pay attention and notice how the body is. We will now do a little balance on one of the legs, coming into a tree posture. I'll face you to show you. It can be a baby tree, teenager, or a full-grown tree. The arms can be down to the side, over the head, one arm up, the other at the heart center. You can be doing the Macarena, opening up the hips. That knee can be pulling back as the hips open up. Keeping your eyes fixed on a point may support with balance. If your ego is ambitious, today you can explore closing the eyes. Focusing on the breath helps. Coming out of tree, nice and gently. Sometimes we just like to flop out of tree, seeing if you can do it quite mindfully, steady with the breath. And we can repeat on the other side. And it might be enough just to balance this way. Maybe this is where we're starting. Baby tree, teenager, adult. Appreciating the differences in each side. Balancing posture as well as a hip opener, but also a great opportunity to stretch out the spine, elongate the crown of the head towards the sky. Keeping some attention on the toes, on the heel, on the breath. And we could come out of this. We will now step back one of the legs. We will be in a crescent lunge. So I recommend to start quite high up. We're not going to be doing that warrior pose because I want us to make this more functional. So we engage the tailbone and the glutes. We tuck that in. So we're not overarching, but we're tucking in, engaging the core. That's why we can be quite higher here. But of course, if you'd like to go lower, I would focus first on the angle, 90-degree angle with the front leg and the back leg. If it gets too intense, you could put the knee down, keep it off the ground. Arms can be over the head. And if you'd like, coming down, hovering above the floor, and then back up. 4 more like this, down, up, 3, 2, last one. Straightening both legs, pivoting on the heels, coming into a standing straddle forward fold. The toes can be facing more inward. Inhale to lengthen. And we exhale, reaching more towards the ground. You might be quite high. Hands can be on the legs. Maybe your head's on the ground. Feet can be more narrow, wider. making this practice your own. Staying here, or if you'd like, coming into a spider lunge. You could be Spider-Man for a moment. It could be quite higher, or you can bring the hips closer to the ground, maybe taking a moment to balance here. The toes can be up or on the mat. And whether you're in this spider lunge or in the straddle pose, we'll make our way over to crescent and back to standing. We will repeat on the other side. So we'll take that step back. Feet planted firmly, gauging the glutes, tucking the tailbone, protecting the lower back, maybe going lower or higher. Arms wherever is comfortable, wherever you'd like to work on now. And we'll do 5 bounces, bringing that knee above the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From here, we'll do standing straddle, fold in the opposite direction. And perhaps this time, moving over to one of the legs. So we get a little side body stretch as well. Moving over to the other side. Back to center. Staying in center for a bit. Or moving into that spider lunge on the other side. Here, we'll make our way over, back to that crescent lunge, back to standing. We'll do one more balancing pose. You can lift up the knee, staying here. 4, crossing the arm over the leg. So I'll turn and face you. The other arm can reach to the back. Staying here. Or looking, turning towards the back. Coming back. Leg can go down. We'll repeat on the other side. Balancing here. Or crossing over. Holding. Twisting. Looking back. Breathing. Smiling. Back to center. Both legs flat on the ground. We will breathe in as we reach the arms up towards the sky. Breathe out, arms coming back down. 2 more like that. Taking this last minute or so to practice being more still. To be with the breath, the body, and the after effects of what we've just done. This will mark the end of our standing movement practice for the day. Thank you kindly.